ball was rolling, and then he won the one race after the other.
Try something. We need to drop him.
A question for you, Tim. Who do you trust the most? Bert or your own gut when you need somebody to lead out for a sprint? Hello everyone and welcome to the Castelli podcast, brought to you by the people behind the brand and its iconic product innovations. I'm your host, Søren Jensen, Castelli's marketing manager, and today we have a special episode lined up for you, including a giveaway of 2 exclusive Soudal Quick-Step team jerseys signed by today's guest, freshly back from the Giro d'Italia with 3 stage wins, Team Merlier, with his childhood friend and lead-out man, Bert Van Lerberghe. So stay tuned until the end to find out how to enter the contest. So, first of all, in this episode, we'll talk about how the two first met each other during primary school, their journey through the cycling ranks, dream race to win one day, favorite Castelli products, gravel racing, and much more. But before we start the interview, which was recorded in Spain last December after a round of product feedback sessions, I want to send a huge congrats to the whole Soudal Quick-Step team for their performance during the 107th Giro d'Italia. With 4 stage victories, Team Merlier made history by becoming the first Belgian in 46 years to win 3 bunch sprints in a single edition of the Giro d'Italia. Julien Alaphilippe bounced back with an epic stage win and consistently put on a brilliant display during the lumpy stages of the Giro. Luke Lampardi stretched the field before Bert Van Lerberghe ramped up the speed under the flamme rouge to guide Tim to the final meters. Jan Hirt finished 8th overall after a series of solid rides in the mountains, and a big chapeau and kudos to Joseph, Peter and Mauri for their excellent support over the 3 weeks. Last but not least, the Castelli 2-year contract extension Giro campaign featured the riders pointing at the Scorpion logo on the team jerseys and saluting with a peace sign, honoring a significant milestone. On stage 18, when the Giro passed in front of the Castelli headquarters, the 2-year contract extension between Soudal Quick-Step and Castelli was announced. And so much more brilliant and fantastic stories came out of this year's Giro d'Italia. But now, without further delay, please enjoy my conversation with Tim and Bert. Tim and Bert, welcome to the Castelli podcast. It's a pleasure to have you on, both of you at the same time here in Calpe in December. I know that you guys have been friends since you were kids. You've known each other for a very long time. Why don't we start out with you, Bert? Why don't you start and tell our listeners how Tim got into cycling, cyclocross, and how he transitioned into road cycling and later ended up in the World Tour?
Yeah, I think he started cycling when he was 12 or something, or 13.
12.
And he was not bad, but he was a normal.
12 years was still good.
Yeah.
And then I missed the jump to my age.
The age, yeah.
Stay young a bit.
Yeah. He was just a normal kid that was riding the bike, and he didn't win a lot of races then, I think. No. And but then in the end of the U15, we call it Nieuwelingen in Belgium, but it's the U16 or U15, U16 category. There he started to be quite good, and then especially at the juniors, he started to be especially fast. And but then he always chose for cyclocross, and he already from the juniors then he was Belgian champion in cyclocross, so he keep doing that, and he wanted to be pro at cyclocross, he wasn't looking at the road. And then after his 4th year he was with the Belgian, we say the hakken over the sloot, like just good enough. He was good enough, but just got good enough to show that he was able to be pro in cyclocross. And he turned pro with Sunweb. And but we always, I always also knew, we talked to each other. He was always fast. He did ZLM and in Eco Tour sometimes with smaller teams, but he could be top 10, top 5. So he showed already with nothing from support. He was good enough to be a sprinter.
Yeah.
And then I think half a year before the championship of Belgium, he was in trouble with the team. The team had trouble to continue, so it was a strange thing. Somebody need to take over his team with 5 riders or something.
Yeah.
And so he was riding the races. He started riding the races in Belgium, the kermesses in black.
Castelli black jersey.
Yeah.
The Castelli black jersey, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. He started to race in black, and I was hoping that another team picks up his team, that he could continue.
Yeah.
But I think half a year before already we saw the Belgium Championship was in Ghent, so it was probably gonna be sprint.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember it, I said you can win. You're the fastest.
Say to me, chance there, but I say Nationals, the hardest race of the year.
Of the year, yeah. Everyone wants to have those colors.
But Belgium then we didn't have a lot of good sprinters. Not like now. And then the guys of Alpecin and the brothers Roodhoofd, they picked up the team of Tim. So the guys of that team turned pro with Alpecin.
Yeah.
And then he had his chance and his support also. And then he won the race before Belgium Championship Brugge against quite some good sprinters, Fabio and stuff. And then he was one of the favorites for the championship, and he won. And then the ball was rolling, and then he won. Yeah, then he won the one race after the other.
A question for you, Tim. Who do you trust the most, Bert or your own gut, when you need somebody to lead out for a sprint? We see this year I can't trust Bert, so I'm gonna say I trust Bert more than myself. So.
The times that I crashed or something, we're always laughing about it. Yeah. You cannot win without me, but for sure you can win without me also.
Luckily I won a stage in Paris-Nice without Bert, otherwise
the team
was the whole year the same
team
story.
Did a flat.
You had a very good start to the 2023 season.
Yeah, it's true. It was for me was the dream year.
Yeah.
Won a lot of races. Proud of being part of the team like this.
Yeah. You're saying also like the key word here, like to be a part of a team like the Soudal Quick-Step. Wolfpack. The word has been part of the team for so long. What does Wolfpack means to you guys?
Everybody knows his place. You got a lot of really good riders that are capable of doing their own results in other teams. Like, for instance, you got, now it's a little bit less, but still, before you got 10 guys for the classic team, but all the 10 guys, if they ride for their own, they can do top 10 and semi-classics. And if you have that kind of riders with a bit of experience and also power and commitment, they give 100% for everybody. And if you have that kind of domestics, I think that's one of the key parts. Normally, if we're all in good shape and in good health, we're always on the places that we need to be.
Yeah.
The leaders have more confidence like that. They have more breathing space also.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the key parts. And also, I don't know how they do it, but the characters and the team, they're all really good. It's like they selected on character also, but I think they don't do it. But it's all good guys. Everybody wants to give 100% for the other.
Yeah, I think it's part of the vibe that there is on the team and the spirit. And also sometimes looking at big GC riders like Remco, but also one day specialists like you guys, but also like Julien and Philippe. I mean, see how many times, he goes in the breakaway and maybe his race, he wants to win that exact monument and something happens, a big, big crash happens in front of him that takes him down. every time I spoke to him and some of the other guys, it's like, okay, that was one of my big season goals, but I brush off, all the dust from this, and there is another day tomorrow. Just always look ahead, and not just thinking, okay, that was my season is over. I mean, that's the bit of the feeling I've always had with this team.
Yeah.
There's always another day tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I like the sport directors. Like, even if like last year we were not very good in the classics, but it's not like they're angry. They know we give 100%. Yeah, it's hard if it's not like we like to get dropped. But they still give you confidence. They still try to motivate you, and everybody is a bit like that in the team.
It'll be interesting. I'll talk to Sam about maybe making a video from inside of the team car on one of the more epic races. Doing one of maybe the coupled monuments or something would be completely different, a lot more stressful and hectic inside the cars. And so, okay, Tim, now it's your turn to tell the world about Bert and how he started cycling and ended up in the Pro Tour.
First of all, we come together in the same school, in the same class, and I still remember the teachers ask you what you do in life without school, and I say do cycling, and then from there on we start talking to each other. His cousins were riding for the same team. I was just started riding with my team in cycling.
Yeah.
And I think 2 years later you start also cycling.
14 years.
So, but he did already some trainings with us. With some friends. He was riding with a really old bike with tape around the handlebar.
Oh yeah.
And he was beating.
These are tape.
And he was beating us. So I was saying, no, how is this possible? And then he started cycling. Was directly good, I think.
Yeah.
How many races you won?
First year 7 from the 20 or something I won.
Wow.
Yeah.
From there on, I could go directly to a bigger team also.
Yeah. To Balen in Belgium. It's the younger team now. It's not the development team, but before the development team, that's Balen, and I went there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he was really good in TT also. And then the story goes on. He still won a lot of races. And then it was a bit the same story like me. To come pro, it was not easy. We need to fight both of us to have a contract. But yeah, he come to he become pro, and from there on he showed himself that he was able to be a good pro, and year to year he makes some progress and becoming a really good lead out now.
Very good lead out, yeah, and a very good domestique, I think also.
Yep.
But you are originally from Kortrijk, correct?
Yeah, Waregem, but it's
Waregem, okay.
Waregem, yeah, but it's more. It's the same.
It's the same, and that's the same also with you, yeah.
Yes, I was born in Kortrijk. Living in Wortampete.
Yeah.
It's 5-6 kilometers from where Bert lives.
Yeah. But how is it also in Belgium? Because when you race up to under 23, then if you don't turn pro after that, what do you have left? I mean, you can only race kermis.
Yes, you can do it. You can do it, but if you don't come as Belgian, not directly pro after the under 23,
it's hard.
It's hard.
Only a few could do it, like Oliver Naasten. He did it.
Yeah.
Dimitri Klaes did it, but
it's very difficult.
But in Belgium, a lot of riders also stop cycling if they don't come pro after under 23, I think.
Yeah. It's a shame that
now it's almost impossible.
Yeah. That there are no, like in other European countries and in the US, there are categories, for amateurs that they will race in afterwards. I mean, you'll still be able to ride. You have the elite, Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3.
Yeah, we have it also, but I like we have a lot of kermesses, amateur races. But only a few keep on doing it. Not a lot.
Before you got the kermes races was really high level also.
Yeah.
But then, you could win a bit of money before with it.
Yeah.
Now everything is really expensive.
Yeah.
And the prize money don't go up in the kermis races. So
They don't go up.
No,
a lot of riders
they go down. They go down.
I was talking to Luke about it this morning because I stayed for 1 year in Westminster. But 2001.
Yeah.
I was racing on the national team in Denmark, but we were down there for racing in and staying in Belgium. I mean, for me, I should probably have picked south of France or some more hillier place to ride. But still, I mean, I still think with the kermis races during the week as a training was really good for me as a more like climber physique. To gain a bit more muscle mass and also be better in maneuvering within inside of the peloton, within inside the big groups and getting those accelerations. But back then, I think we paid, it was probably 2001, 2002, could it be like €5 was like
to go.
The entry fee, yeah.
Yeah, normally it was 100, and then it was 120 if you win a race, but now it's only 90 if you win a race.
Wow.
So it goes down.
And even sometimes, as I said to Luke, sometimes you would even get paid by other teams if you would go up and pull for them in the front, because most of the times we would just go there, use it for training, because we had the big goal on the weekend, you know?
The level was higher before than now in kermis races.
And also a lot of like when we were U23, we ride against them in the kermesses.
Yeah.
And a lot of national teams were there. If the national team races started, like the US was always there, USA was always there with the national team. Also like the Danish guys.
Yeah. Because that's also a typical thing from Denmark. When we get close to Easter weekend, you know, a longer break from work or from school, a lot of people still are jumping in the car from Denmark, driving down to Belgium to race 4 days and then go back up.
In Belgium before you got every day a race.
I remember, And those races are not easy. I mean, summertime when they're more spread out, also the level, but I remember the beginning of the season, February, March, were super hardcore.
Super hard, It was almost like riding a classic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we were starting sometimes. I remember a race I did my first year that I won, and I won the race. Then we were with 260 guys on the start on a small loop.
Yeah, because you're on small roads
it's like a 6K loop or something.
I remember even one time we were also a very big group and we ended up on something I thought it was a cycling path, because we went from big road into a small, like tiny little road where there was no space. You just and had to push your way forward there. So Flanders is the land of cycling. So and the passion, and
as far as I know, yes.
And also with the cyclocross. I mean, I'm a big fan of cyclocross.
You did cyclocross also?
I only did it for training in wintertime in Denmark, because we have, just like I think in Belgium, we have more or less the same climate. So it's very humid in winter. It snows a little, but it also melts quickly. But we have the wind shield from the coast, which can be pretty cold sometimes. So in wintertime, I would do a lot of the training of cyclocross, mountain biking, just to stay away from the wind and just do those really long hours in the saddle on the road bike. Also in summertime, I'd bring up my cross bikes just because I just like it, and do a few jumps and a shouldering, running the stairs, and you know, it's nice.
Yes.
And that's why every time that people ask me to come out and do gravel races or rides with them, I will show up with my cross bike, and they're always like, "Why don't you have a gravel bike?" Like, what is the difference really today? Because you know, not that long time ago, it was just a cross bike. It has been a cross bike since ages, you know. And the cross bike is always a little bit more snappier. I think so. You did the European gravels together this year?
Together, was hard.
It was hard.
It was really hard. Always bam, bam, bam. After 2 hours, I didn't have the best shape anymore.
Yeah.
Was completely dead after 2 hours. And we were all there in the group, but you felt that the group was completely, we were all there.
You say in the first 2 hours you're riding 14 an hour, I say something, and then you feel after 2 hours we're only riding 35 anymore.
You felt the whole group was so...
And everybody ride the same pace. The pace go down.
But it was nice. It was nice. It's a really nice loop. It's quite hard. I think it's not like a gravel race normal is, because in Flanders it's impossible. But for a gravel race, it's hard. It's gonna be hard in Belgium to find a nicer loop than they did.
They did, Will we see you back in the gravel racing scene this year?
For me, yeah.
I will do it again, yeah.
First I said after.
The first thing you say after the race, hey, I never
do it again. Never.
Really?
Awful, yeah.
No.
I said it directly. Never again. But after the day, maybe yeah.
It was
maybe,
nice. It was
nice. It was really nice.
For sure, at the end of the season was something else than the same road race.
Yeah. But also with the gravel racing can maybe be a little similar to cyclocross or cross country and mountain biking, because usually those races, especially for the first hours, like full gas. And then it slows down, but the Europeans was a bit more difficult. And
I think also it's the only separate. It's the only thing next to road cycling that a road cyclist, a good one, that a one that don't want to take risks, or like in cyclocross, for example, the most of the guys except of Van der Poel, Wout, and maybe Tim are able to do 1 hour in cyclocross. The rest would. After half a race, we would be out. Yeah, it's the only thing next to the road cycling we can do that we are good in.
It was a real road cyclist.
Yeah, the real road cyclist, like the normal. I think everybody that is riding on the road, especially the classic riders, and can do gravel race. Also the climbers, but if they can handle the bike good, for sure everybody can do gravel races. Yeah, and like mountain bike, we cannot do it on the high level. And cyclocross is the same. So.
It's the same, yeah. Also because the gravel race, especially in the US, where it's the biggest cycling sport there is today, those gravel races are just long, and it's all these like super wide roads and just straight.
I think it's nice.
You think it's nice? Yeah.
I really want to.
I like something a little bit more technical, but maybe hitting a trail sometimes, because on a trail there's only one rider. A little bit like before hitting the Ardenberg, you need to work your way up your position before you hit it, and you can come out. Maybe if you still want to stay in the same group you got behind, you still have time to recover, and before they will catch up to you. But I don't know, it's just...
I think it suits me. For me personally, it suits better if it's more straight.
So you think one day, maybe at the end of your career, you would like to do the Steamboat or Unbound or some of the big...
Sure. I remember this year we were a bit following the Unbound.
But every year. I always, and Tim also sometimes, listen to the podcast of Ten Dam. Yeah. And then it's really nice to follow and like how they think, and also the character they have. If you have 2 times a puncture or something, if I had a puncture in Leuven, I would go directly to the finish, to the camper. But they still believe in it, and
so I think in a real gravel race like in the US, everyone gonna have flat, I think, so you're obligated to go further on because you're in the middle of nowhere.
You're in the middle of nowhere, correct?
We also had a repair kit with us, but I tried it already a few times to plug a tire. Didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
No.
We got it with us, but for sure when we got a flat, we didn't get.
It was just because everybody has it. We also wanted to be like the real guys, but no, would be just on the rim to the finish.
No, I mean, you need to think about everything. Have an extra spare tube maybe, because you never know, like you said, if the plug will work, or if also the liquid you have in the tires will seal the hole and all that. So I mean, there's a lot of things to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
And in your preparation, especially when you're self-supported.
It's a bit of survival.
It's a bit.
Yeah. So Tim, could you tell our listeners what Bert's strength and weaknesses are?
Weakness, for sure. He is not strong enough in the head to ride a real final. Because if he need to think, he need to win the race. He misses it a bit.
Yeah.
I want to. He win finally first race on the road. Then he is is stronger in the head because we do in the winter also some beach races.
Oh, correct. I want to ask you about the beach racing later. Yeah.
He is the king. He is so strong in the mind. I remember last year we were riding to the finish.
Yeah.
I say, Bert, you need to try something. The other guy is too fast and I'm fucked. You say nothing to me. I don't do anything. I say, Bert, try something. We need to drop him. And then in the end it was sprint. And I say, okay, I need to try it. Even I'm fucked. I need to try it. And then I go.
He almost fucked it up
next
for me.
Next to Bert. You go next to Bert and say, you're gonna let me pass for sure.
Yeah.
He didn't let me pass. And I say, here on the sand in the beach race, you're super strong in the mind, and in the road race you don't have it. So you need to win a road race to be able.
Maybe also because you dedicate everything to the team, the Wolfpack, and you always think that is someone like Tim that is better suited for the sprint, but maybe Tim, he has a defect or there is a crash or something else, and then it's up to you to do it. But it's true. I mean, when also we all know it from the best sprinters in the world, like yourself, Tim, Mark Cavendish, Michael Murkoff, Bennett, and list goes on. I mean, when you, even for every one of you, I mean, when you get that first win, you saw this also beginning of 2023 season, then you get into this winning vibe, and you know you can do
First
it.
victory is so important.
It's so important. No, I agree. Then what about his strength?
Well, he's super strong. If you do a lead out, you know where his finish is, and he can hold it for a long time next to other guys because he's so strong.
Yeah.
But also out of cycling, he has some talents, so building tables and stuff like this. So, we here in the team, we are with some guys who are building a home, and now we are calling Bert, what you think about this or this, to have some ideas what he think about it.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I like it.
But what about Tim? Let's start with his strength.
Yeah, his strength is a sprint, I think. Yeah. He's one of the fastest of the world. If he's there, I think he's very hard to beat. Even if they all go on the same road to the finish, I think he's the fastest, in my opinion. Overall scene, together with two other guys maybe, but I think if they all do the same before, the same in the sprint, I think he's the fastest. Yeah, he's also quite good in the classics, and he's just one of the best sprinters of the world for the moment. Yeah. That's his strength.
Hopefully we're going to see a lot more of that this year. What about his weaknesses? One weakness.
That he's always on the phone. He's always on the phone. He
has to stay up to date.
He's addicted to the phone, always looking at the phone. If he has 1 minute, I think for sure, even now, he's already thinking 10 times or 15 times.
You're looking at his watch, yeah.
See it on my watch.
Do you have the same notification also on your Garmin when you're out training?
Yes. Yeah. But one Garmin, the other not.
Yeah.
So that's a big weakness.
I think we all have that,
But he has it really hard.
If I'm watching the phone, I don't hear anything about
what's happening around you. Yeah.
I'm gone.
Bomb could explode. Okay, so let's do some quick fire round of questions. Now, what's your first Castelli memory?
The Gabba. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
for me it's a rain jacket.
The Hydro, the all black? Or maybe an older one?
An older one, I think.
Yeah.
No, it was a Hydro.
Oh, yeah?
The Tempesta Hydro, yeah. Like this
the
shake dry, the very lightweight.
You know everything.
Yeah, the first Hydro with Cortex and stuff.
That was amazing product.
Yes, it's true. It was the best on the market, so you must have it if you want to train in Belgium in the rain.
And it's funny, those products that you guys just mentioned are two, of course, of the most
I think
seek for foul weather products from Castelli, and those products that every year in springtime when the weather turns to bad, that we have pro riders, amateur riders from all over the world contacting us asking for if they could buy some non-branded. And
I also bought one when I was in another team.
Everyone, I think. I remember also the first really good pants for the winter was one also I bought from Castelli to survive in the winter.
In the winter, yeah. Which Castelli winter product is your favorite?
For me, the Alpha jacket. I really love it. I ride it even if it's 5 degrees and it's a bit too warm. In my opinion, to ride with it, I just ride with it. I leave it open half and I just go.
And you got that inliner, that insert.
Yeah, I really love the jacket.
Yeah. What about you, Tim?
Underwear, well, definitely everything to keep the ride warm. You have so many. You can choose between a lot of stuff to keep warm in the winter. You can ride with the Perfetto, the Gabba, Alpha jacket, like Bert say, but also have with the jersey with long sleeves. The bigger one.
Yeah.
I don't know the name for the moment. I forget it.
The fleecy jersey or the
long
mid-weight
sleeves.
long sleeve.
Yeah, this one.
The sleeves are a little thinner brushed than the core on the main material of the garment. Yeah, and that is also a nice one.
Definitely, because last year I remember also Bert was a bit angry. Say, hey, this is too cold for this temperature. He now say, no, it's perfect with the underwear of Castelli. This one and this jersey, you're safe.
Yeah.
And now I tried this year the combination of Bert, and it's also good. So you can choose between a lot of stuff. So I don't have
You have a few options for the same.
Yeah.
Every part is ideal for another situation, but you have a few options.
Yeah.
Even if you ride with the guy, if you only have to do 2 hours and it's raining, you just do long underwear and you wear the Gavia.
Yeah.
You're also good.
You can go through many hours in the rain with that thing on. Bert, which race would you wish Tim would win one day?
I think as a sprinter for the classics, it's the nicest race to win. It's almost not a sprint race anymore. You're only with 20 guys to the finish, but Gent-Wevelgem, I think, has the highest part, except for Roubaix, but there you have to be really lucky.
Yeah.
But it's the highest thing you can win, because Sanremo the next year it's never going to be sprint anymore. I think if they leave it like this, it's never going to be sprint anymore. Yeah, the other races also not like Kuurne and Omloop maybe, yes, but then I prefer to, I think also Tim wins Gent-Wevelgem. It's the nicest race after the monuments.
Oh, that's beautiful. So Tim, crossing fingers, if you take the Gent-Wevelgem one day, what would your victory gesture be like when you're crossing the line?
I don't know, it's the way you have time, or you don't have a lot of time. No. If you need to jump, you don't have time to, but if you are some bikes before.
Solo. But think about that moment when Bert, he was saying that he would like you to win Gent one day. If you do have time to raise your arms, then you think about him when you're crossing the line.
Oh, I think I will do the same like my girlfriend's father, Frank van den Broeke, if he won Gent-Wevelgem, or kiss my tattoo of my son, something like this.
Yeah.
If I will have time to do the same. Will be nice, but you will see.
Your girlfriend's father, he was one of my big cycling heroes when I was small.
For a lot of us.
Everybody.
A lot of us.
You know, still looking at the images in my head when he was on Cofidis, but also with Mappe, was also he's what we call them. We call them the Belgian booties. You know, the oversocks. He was the guy who also introduced that trend. Just the way that he was just going, his style on the bike, everything was just beautiful. Yeah. Look, I mean, I was almost having goosebumps now just thinking about him. So let's move on. Tim, what race would you wish Bert would win one day?
Well, I wish Bert a lot of races.
But like one special one, you know, that is maybe there could be his dream race.
I don't know if I can choose the right one. No, for Bert, definitely need to ask which one.
Ja, ik doe het niet samen.
I wish him the victory in the next 2 weeks. Beach race.
Belgian championship.
Yeah, and I'm second then. No. I'm sure Bert can win a classic one day. Everything gonna be together, and he's gonna win a race, and I hope it's in Paris-Roubaix.
Wow.
I think he's really able to
the
win
queen
this
of the
race.
classics. Yeah.
But you need so much luck there.
It is very much a luck. Yeah, you
only
need to
need
have
once.
it all. Oh yeah,
You only need once.
yeah.
I think I did it now 8 or 9 times, 8 times or something.
Yeah.
Always depressive to home.
But think about Lampi 2 years ago
Yeah.
with the crash, getting so close to the velodrome, surviving all the rest, all the sectors and everything. Yeah, but again, dust yourself off, you get back in there and you try again, but no. Do you have a favorite sector?
A favorite?
Favorite, no.
Not anymore.
No.
Not anymore.
The first one, it's a bit down, so you don't have to pedal hard.
Then you think,
Yeah.
the pressure.
Yeah, the pressure.
Right.
Oh,
Today.
It's my day. It's my day. It's my day.
Second part.
Okay, guys, the next couple of questions, since we have Tom knocking the door here now, waiting. Okay, will be some more quick ones, so not more in depth. It will be more yes and no, or just you answer what I'm asking you. In training, do you prefer ride in bibs and jersey or speed suit?
Bibs and jersey for
Bibs
sure.
and jersey.
Yeah. If you could choose what tires with for training or racing, what would you go with? 25, 28, or 30s?
26. We only have 26 with the teams.
true. That's nice. Yeah.
The
The cotton,
26,
the
yeah.
cotton 26.
The cotton 26, yeah. For racing and training.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For racing, for sure. For training, yeah. If you have to choose, it seems also nice.
You want to go easy on training.
At the yellow side, it's nice tire. So yes.
For the European gravels, what tire width were you racing with?
I would ride with a 32, but we did the recon of it, and Bert had 4 flat tires with it. So I say,
Was a bit
I
small.
don't gonna take the risk, and we ride with the 38.
38.
38, yeah. It was pretty
I
good
think
choice,
it was. I think it was able. It was possible.
Yeah, it was
to,
possible. 32 on that
32
circuit
on
was
that circuit.
possible.
Because 32 is really like cyclocross with,
I mean, I come from cyclocross.
Yeah, true, of course.
You want to ride with.
Yeah.
with Giro.
And for the beach racing, same thing?
60.
62. 62.
62.
Oh man, Bert, in the sand and 62, the sprint is going to take some
Yeah,
time to get the bike up to speed.
I go from far, always.
Okay, so I don't know how nerdy you are about chains, but if you could choose between a wax chain or wet loop, what would you go with?
That was answer.
No, for me, if you have to clean it always, then a wax chain, because you don't have to clean it always, but to race with, and if it's the good racing oil on, for me it's also good.
Yeah. What you have?
I didn't ride a lot with the waxed chain, so I can't say that's better.
Don't have the most experience with it. If a bit tubes or tubeless?
Tubes.
Always?
Yeah,
If it was possible, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Waffles or frites?
Frites.
Yeah,
Then with your frites, ketchup or mayo?
mayo for me.
Tartar. Yeah, mayo.
Okay, here's another tricky one. Perfetto or Gabba?
For me, Perfetto.
Difficult. Perfetto. Is a bit
It's more
light.
easy to race with.
Yeah.
The Gabba is already warm. Perfetto is just a windshield.
And you know there's a new Gabba coming. Elvin, he did show that to you, the Gabba race.
He showed it to me. Yeah, he showed it to me.
Okay.
I needed to go somewhere. He showed it just fast. And
Now we're taking it to, it's a completely different take on the Gabba. Yeah, a lot more aerodynamic, tight fitting, and lighter also, because sometimes the current Gabba can be a bit too warm for racing.
Yeah,
But with the new one, it's not going to be the case.
okay, good.
And we're also taking it to the wind tunnel here in mid-January to give it some of the first testing. So
nice.
yeah,
Looking forward to it.
now you would hear more this spring. Do you go to the gym, or is it not worth it?
We both go to our kinetherapist, and he gives us it's like a gym there, and he supports us and gives us the exercise.
And you do that body exercise, but also with real weights.
Yeah.
You do that all year or only in the off season?
For me, all year.
For me, until the spring, and then after it's a bit more going down. But I try to do it as much as possible. But it's sometimes if you have a lot of races, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Because you're a bit sore from it, especially if you didn't do it for a time.
Will you usually go to the gym then after your ride, or would you in the evening, or you do it before in the morning so you can just like loosen up the legs in the during the ride after?
For me, it depends. Sometimes I try to do it 2 times a week.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. That's a good number, 2-3 times. Yeah. What's your favorite race to race, and what's your favorite race to watch?
To race the flattest race of the season. To race the most, I don't know. I think for me, the most of the race I'm looking forward always to is also Roubaix. But yeah, that's the most disappointing races also. Or Wevelgem.
Yeah.
Because in my eyes, also if you ride it, it's some people underestimate it. It's a really hard classic. It's not like you're completely destroyed from it. It's like you did, for me, like you did Tour of Flanders almost. Because the final starts so early and you have to go. It's 3 hours final.
Yeah,
you have to be concentrated from the start, and because of the winters,
after 60k it starts.
Crucial.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in 17 or something, I was in the first echelon with Bonen then and stuff.
Yeah.
We were with 12 or 13 guys. After 100k, I was completely destroyed already. I still remember my father on the side there, and I was thinking, fuck, how I'm gonna do this. I was dropped.
What about you, Tim?
Well, but the same.
Yeah.
And Wevelgem and Roubaix to race by myself and to watch Tour de France.
To watch Tour de France.
The Tour de France, like
really
in
nice.
July. Not being in the south of France, in Provence, in the 40 degrees heat, and being up front in the pulling, but instead being back home and watch it on television after a good ride in the morning. No, I couldn't agree more. Who was your favorite rider when growing up? Your cycling idol?
Museo. For me, Museo.
The Lion of Flanders.
For me, I think was Bonen.
Yeah.
And from Cyclocross, Mario de Klerk from Norwich.
Correct,
This boat,
Tom Steels, because he's...
Is he listening? Nice, Tom. Okay, now I'm shooting super high, just as a fun question. Would you rather have a 7 watts per kilo FTP or a 2000 watt sprint?
7 watts per kilo FTP. Sure.
We don't have both.
What do you want?
Like we're talking something that is
7
out
FTP,
of...
then you're the best rider of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then I don't need a sprint of 2000 watts and I drop everybody.
On the climb before, but if it's a flat course and you're going to the sprint, maybe the 2000 watts for you.
It's also not bad.
Yeah.
But you pushed it right now.
7 watts also.
If you guys would do some arm wrestling, who would win?
Bert.
Ooh, I don't know.
But you could be tricky, you know?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of power in the arms.
I also not so much. I need to go to the kidney for this reason. To be stronger on the upper body.
Yeah. So it's not something you did as a kid?
No, maybe in school. Maybe in school we did
school,
it. Yeah, maybe.
But I know my arms. And
I also
until my legs are not strong.
And I'm already heavy, so if I'm gonna train them up again every kilo, it's gonna be too much.
Too much, yeah. We're almost at the end, guys. Favorite place to train?
Mallorca.
Mallorca, why?
I don't know. Did a lot of trainings camp before with cyclocross teams here and Calpe and Mallorca, and I was from the first time at Mallorca. I love with Mallorca. And now this summer I was going back there for training, and so was really happy to be there again to train.
Also that whole mountain ridge on the north side is so beautiful. Yeah, coming down to Alcudia or climbing up from the other side, do the Solaire, and now it's beautiful.
For me, just at home.
I think we need to go.
Okay. Pretty sure that you guys will agree on this one. Should cobble and gravel stages be part of a Grand Tour?
For me, it doesn't need to be in a Grand Tour.
Hectic and...
You cannot win something. Only the GC riders can lose something.
Correct.
Or maybe they can put it in, but then for GC riders, make a strange rule. They cannot lose time or something.
Yeah.
Because it's just another thing they want to make. Like every race, also now 1 day race. Every 1 day race, they want to make it harder. they want to make a classic.
Special.
They want to talk. Everybody that talk about their race. For me, a Grand Tour is like. But I'm an original guy. Like also with the classics, also with the Grand Tours, it needs to stay the same like before, like in the past. And for me, it doesn't has a place in a Grand Tour.
No. Keep it separate, a one-day race.
Yeah.
Just like Strade.
There's too much to lose on days like that. And a lot of guys put the whole year on that race to lose it then by a mechanic or a crash.
Because it's also interesting to see with the Tour now, there's been that stage 9 has been taking up so much attention from the rest of the course. So
maybe we're gonna lose some classification riders there.
Yeah.
For the tension on the Tour, it's not good. I think personally, just keep it normal.
No, you're right.
Also, as spectator, maybe we're gonna be disappointed to lose riders for the classification.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're gonna be like this spectator. Are gonna happen something, but after the race you're gonna say, what a shame.
Right.
And maybe you watch the race as spectator to think, what's gonna happen, and nothing gonna happen.
Guys, it's been amazing to have you on. Thank you so much for taking the time, and I'll see you later down at dinner. It was great. I will also drop in the podcast notes. I will drop all your social details and other links, important links that
perfect.
people can go and find. So cool. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks to Tim and Bert for joining us on the Castelli show. And as announced at the beginning of this episode, we're giving away 2 Soudal Quick-Step team jerseys signed by Tim and Bert. To participate in the contest, simply comment on your all-time favorite moment or quote from this podcast episode on YouTube and in the pinned Castelli Cycling Instagram post. Entries will close on June 27th and the winners will be randomly picked. So good luck to all of you. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share a link with a good friend, subscribe to the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and give us a 5-star rating review to help us reach more cyclists through the algorithms. And if you have a great idea and would like to suggest a future podcast topic, just shoot us a line at podcast@castellicycling.com or connect with us on social media. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for a chat with Nathan Haas. Until then, take care and ride safe.